Welcome to the latest edition of Millennial Boom with Diane Faith and Stanley Roberts, where almost no subject is off limits. Now, here are your hosts, Boomer Diane Faith and Millennial at Heart, Stanley Roberts.
There we go.
Hi guys. Did the opening play? I didn't hear it.
Yeah, it's weird. I didn't hear anything, but I'm sure it played.
This wouldn't be a millennial boom if we didn't start off being confused.
Yeah, no, how?
Gabriel says I still want to know Chris's word from last week. Oh my gosh, I don't even remember the word.
Oh, no wonder I can't hear anything. My headphones were like turned down to 0.
Mine were turned up though, but I still didn't hear anything.
Interesting. Well, I had nothing. Hello, and the word we can't say it.
We still can't say it.
It's a bad word.
It's a very bad word.
It was a very long day. It was a very long chat. And if you were following me today on Twitter, I had a very rare AMA for 1 hour.
I thought it was 30 minutes.
No, 1 hour.
Okay.
Allow people to type anything, any question they want within reason.
Oh my gosh, what did people ask you?
Oh, you gotta go to Twitter and read it. It's more
I
interesting.
thought we're not talking about it?
Oh, we can talk about it, but I mean, you have to read some of the questions because there was a bunch of questions. And the funny thing is, even though I posted it for 30 minutes, of course, as usual, when 30 minutes ends, there are people that pop, oh, I didn't know I missed it.
Well, and also, who's to say 30 minutes from when?
No.
Did they look at the time?
No, I posted for an hour.
Okay.
Starting at 2:02.
Mm-hmm.
And I was supposed to end it at 3:02.
Mm-hmm.
That was, reasonable. And of course, a lot of people didn't miss it. Some people missed it. They show up exactly 1 minute after it was over.
But how did they know that it was over? Did you post something that
I posted
said,
that, yeah.
We're done?
Yeah, and then when I posted it, they go, oh, I'm just now seeing this. So did you notice that when you posted, all questions have been answered to the best of my ability? Thank you for participating. Someone replied, understand. Now I'm following and blocking. No, it is what it is. I mean, I can only answer the questions. What's up, Mike? If they want to block me, they can enjoy themselves. I don't care.
Hey, Mike.
Block me.
Why did
block
they
me.
unfollow and block you? Because then you stopped answering questions?
Well, because I was only for an hour. So they wanted me to.
Yeah, but who's to say you're not going to have another AMA?
Well, Gabriel said, he said, oh man, if only you had one live. He said, oh wait, you do.
Pretty much.
Every Sunday at 7-ish,
right now
we have almost an AMA.
Yeah, pretty much.
Ask me anything, and we answer them usually. But this time I gave people the chance who don't participate in the podcast the ability to ask me any questions. And one of the questions that came up was the 100K.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
100K.
What was the question exactly?
I'll read it to you if you don't mind me. I'll find it and I'll read it.
Yeah.
Because I was not surprised, but I expected that to come up, and I kind of wanted to answer it, but it was so much misinformation out there that it would become like, and then once you answer it truthfully, somebody will come back and still say, oh, they'll find something else.
Oh, so you didn't answer it?
No, I did answer it.
Oh,
I answered it to my ability.
Oh.
And I'll tell you what I wrote so I don't get it wrong, because if I get it wrong, it's really like, ooh. So let me find it. Okay, here it is. AMA asked me anything. And so the question was, you want to read the question out loud?
Sure.
First of all, I said no anonymous posters. That being said,
you had to know who was asking.
Anonymous is if you're following me and I follow you and you don't use your real name, that's fine. But we follow each other, so I kind of know who you are. But if you come out of the woodwork and I've never heard of you before, and a lot of times the people who have anonymous accounts are trolls. A lot of times they are.
Mm-hmm.
And so they'll come on and write something, and then you can always tell them because they usually have a very small amount of followers.
Mm-hmm.
And I learned something from someone one day. They said, you know what? No one sees their post until you answer it. So when they post to you and say something bizarre, the only way they know that you wrote that is if you actually post it, amplify it.
You answer it.
And I learned that from a poster who was following me and said, dude, we don't care about what those people say. Be yourself. Do you. Don't worry about that. Right?
That's what you always tell me.
And I tell you the same thing. And the key is that when I worked in the news, they wanted you to respond to most questions.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard for people who have and I'll say this because it's hard for people who are new to social media. It can be, I know,
I saw there's a
it can be over. Do you turn that thing on? Turn it all the way up and see if it tracks them. Go ahead, do it.
Be right back, guys. And when he's talking about turn it on, it's the electric swatter that I showed you guys like 2 months ago, I think, right?
Yeah.
Or not 2 months ago, 2 weeks ago.
Last week or 2 weeks ago, yeah. So the question was, I'm still trying to find it. Oh, what's up with your funding? Saw some DSA folks post stuff recently, but looked pretty legit.
What's DSA?
Democratic Socialists of America.
Oh, is that chick?
Bernie Kratz type thing.
Yeah.
Those same people.
Yeah.
And so I wrote, and I'm going to read it what I wrote. A while ago, I had a GoFundMe, which is true. Remember the GoFundMe? Mm-hmm. So I had a GoFundMe, which was supposed to try to get me, I wanted to start a business and maybe even come back to the Bay Area. And the GoFundMe only raised somewhere around $16,000. Mm-hmm. I used to buy equipment with, but equipment is very expensive. So that burned up really, really fast.
Including that camera, too.
Including the camera, yes. So that burned up a lot of it. And it helped me get equipment, but it didn't suffice for what I need to do. And part of the problem was when I left AZ Family because of COVID, one of the restrictions in the contract said, hey, you can keep the name, caught misbehaving, you can keep the artwork, only if you sign this agreement not to compete against us in Arizona. Now, keep in mind, people don't know this, but in Arizona, unlike the Bay Area or California, there's two markets. There's Tucson, mm-hmm. and there's Phoenix. Mm-hmm. Phoenix is so huge.
Yeah, it includes flags.
It literally covers 10 different digital channels. So I was getting fan mail from places where I would never expect to get fan mail from.
All the way up north.
All the way up north. Saying, hey, and so I started to realize, oh my God, I can drive for like 3 hours and do a story.
And still be
in the same DMA.
Yeah.
So that was so let me go back to it now. So a while ago, I had a GoFundMe for $300,000, and people don't like to contribute to GoFundMes. That's what I learned. Some people are like, oh, don't do a GoFundMe. I'll never give to them. Blah blah blah. Oh, you should do this or you should do that. And then one person even said, oh, you should have a OnlyFans. I'm like, I'm not doing OnlyFans. I'm not sure. I'm shaking my booty for nobody.
I don't think OnlyFans
and it is not
only that though.
But the perception of OnlyFans,
is that you're showing body parts.
You're showing body parts, whether you're showing your toes, your nose, or your booty holes, or whatever it is.
Booty holes.
Booty holes. Hey, I don't subscribe to it, but when you read about some of the stuff out there, people are making millions showing body parts. Literally millions. I'm like, man. I mean, I'm just trying to do the right thing. So anyway, going back to that. So for various reasons, people don't want to contribute to GoFundMe. So some people want to do other ways. And then if you tell them, well, I have PayPal. Well, I don't do PayPal. Why not? Well, because PayPal is associated with XYZ. Well, what about, Busha? Nope, they don't do that either. So, and then one person, hey, you know what? And I was actually on the phone and I said, hey, here's our issue.
Lord Jesus, that question.
What? Right?
Gabriel says, what's a booty hole? Just kidding, I know already. Okay, Gabriel. Okay.
So, so basically, I'm trying to figure things out. Now, I want to go back to the Bay because my fan base has always been in the Bay Area.
And you have a lot of, and
my child is in the Bay Area.
He's had a lot of work opportunities in the Bay Area when we were living in Arizona, and he was flying back and forth quite a bit.
And don't get me wrong, I don't mind flying back and forth, but I kind of miss the ocean. And I made comments like, if I can't live in the ocean, I want to be as close as I can without touching it.
Yeah. And to be truthful, there was really nothing keeping us in Arizona. We didn't have any
We had no family. We had no friends.
Well, no, we had friends. A small amount of friends that we keep in touch with still.
And some close friends. Some were very, to this day, we still keep in touch.
Yeah. Well, so but we didn't have anything holding us down. We didn't invest in any property,
And here's why we didn't invest in property.
And my contract was done already.
Here's why we didn't invest in any property, because I gave us a 3-year window in Arizona. If we decided we wanted to stick around in Arizona, after 3 years, we would buy some property. I wasn't going to buy property and then be unhappy. We didn't like the summers. I'm not going to lie. Summers were brutal. Imagine trying to shoot a story of people out in the public and it's 120 degrees. It was brutal. Not to mention that because it was so heat and so much dry that I kept getting kidney stones, which was even crazier by itself.
Yeah, because it was hard for you to stay hydrated.
How much water I drank. Anyway, back to the story. So after a long conversation, and I said, the problem I have is that no one really wants to help. They always say, I want to help this, I want to help that, I want to do this, I want to do that. But when it comes down to the brass knuckles of helping, they don't do it. All they do is complain. And when I actually started my business, I thought that I would get help, but what I got was people wanting me to do stuff for them for free.
Hey,
Who?
that sounds familiar.
Yeah, just like you.
Because I'm going through that right now.
She's going through the same thing.
So,
She's trying to
I
build
feel
her
you.
brand, and literally.
Yes, we don't have to talk about that right now.
Yeah.
We can move on to that later.
But even on LinkedIn, all I got was responses for spending money to make my business better. But all I did was help their business. It didn't help mine.
Yeah.
And then I love it when I got jobs like, oh, we looked at your resume and you fit perfectly for a trade, whatever it's called. You can trade binary on the internet. I'm like,
trade what?
Whatever it is. It's like crypto of some sort.
Oh.
I'm like, how do I even fit into that category?
Yeah.
Of crypto when I don't even do crypto.
You're just getting like random
people telling me, oh, look at, I love the one where it says, oh, I looked at your resume and it fits everything we want you to do. I'm like, well, what is it? Oh, we want you to be a sales operator for, to sell insurance. I'm like, do you not read what I did, what I do what I try to do for a living? Anyway, so back to the story. So after a long conversation about how, I've been trying and it's really like trying to pull teeth, they volunteered and said, hey, look, we want to help you. And it was no quid pro quo. And I was like, oh my God, this is incredible. I mean,
it's really a very honestly rare opportunity for someone to just genuinely want to help you. Yeah. It's really rare. Without wanting anything in return.
Yeah. But I did not know that the consequences of getting help would mean that I would be ostracized by people who I don't even know.
Almost spilled my water.
Well,
and that's the thing too, is I feel like people, the social media is one of those things where if you have an agenda to spread misinformation, the social media is the best part, because you have these people come, and the people that already don't like you or that want to target you will use this to mislead people to think, oh yeah, this is where this money is from, and he has an agenda and he's doing this for these people. And it's but actuality is it's not true.
But here's the crazy part. They couldn't prove any bit of any agenda. All they can do is just put stuff up there and say it, and then
that's why they keep posting the same
over
thing
and over again. We're almost into 2 years away, and they still post the same thing. The only one thing they have that isn't even valid.
Well, and that's why I say, when it comes to social media, take it with a grain of salt, because there are some people out there that just put information out there thinking, or making it look like it's a totally big deal, and it's not. And if you really want to know what it really means, why don't you just ask the person themselves?
Well, because they don't want to ask you, because what they do is they come at you and they attack you. And what they started doing was, and this is where it really got kind of crazy, was they were playing tag. So if one person couldn't troll me, they would tag it into someone else, and then they would come in and try to troll me. And then I started to realize that there was a pattern. I know you hate that word. There was a pattern.
I don't hate it.
And then during that pattern, I started to notice that it was coming from the same people over and over and over again. And some people are really good at ignoring things. You saw my look when I said, oh my God, somebody wants to really help us out and help us get back to the Bay Area.
I was in disbelief.
Yeah. I'm like, wait, what just happened?
I was like, wait,
I'm waiting
what?
for another shoe to drop going, wait a minute, what happened here? This has never happened to me in my life.
Yeah.
My entire life. And I'm going to say this, no one's ever stepped up and said, hey, we really want to help you. Even when I got the job in TV, it was because I worked really hard to try to get the job. I walked in the door and asked for the job. And my first job in TV was sweeping the floors and changing light bulbs.
Well, and here's the thing too, is someone really wanted to help you, but they wanted to help you because they genuinely saw how good your work is and what you do for people and how you call people out in the sense that we need to be better, as a society.
Well, what took place with people behaving badly and corporate behaving was the misconception that I was better than everybody else. So because I was better than you, then I was pointing out what you were doing wrong. And in actuality, what I was trying to do was save you some money from getting a ticket. Because if you know what the problem is, and you don't do it, I mean, people go, cops just be pulling me over. I'm like, have you ever been pulled over doing nothing? No.
Yeah, what'd you do to get pulled over?
Yeah, did you get pulled? Well, I've never once got pulled over doing nothing. Every time I got pulled over, it was for something I did. And I only been pulled over, well, when I lived in Salinas, I used to get pulled over at least 3 or 4 times a month.
Is it because you were so handsome?
No, they said I made a turn too fast, or I signaled without, something bizarre.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they realized who I was, they would let me go. They were like, not who I was, because I wasn't a public figure.
Yeah.
But I said to them, I work in the news business. I remember I got stopped by CHP, and this was a crazy one. I was with my buddy Brian, who was a lieutenant for the Department of Corrections. He's retired now. He lives in Thailand. We were coming back, and I was in LA visiting. We were coming down the Hollywood freeway. Now he was drunk. I was not drunk. But I had to pee so bad.
You were driving, right?
I was driving.
Yeah.
In his car. And so we pull over to the side of the road for a second because I don't know what I was going to do. I guess I was going to try to figure what to do. But it was on 101 near Universal Studios before they did all the construction. And it's all fancy now. And I get out the car and there's a CHP behind me. And she's like, and I didn't even know we were being pulled. She just pulled up behind us as soon as I got to the car.
Mm-hmm.
And she goes, "Why are you wearing a pager?" And I go, "Why am I wearing a pager? I've never been asked that before." And I said, "Oh, because I work in the news business." And they ran his plates and it came back to, it doesn't come back to the Department of Corrections, it comes back to the state of California.
Mm-hmm.
And once they figured out that we weren't just somebody out there doing something crazy, they just went about their business. But I was taken aback by the question of why do I have a pager?
Yeah.
But then I realized that back in those days, if you wore a pager and you weren't anywhere
and
other
you weren't
than
a doctor.
you weren't a doctor, then you must be selling drugs.
Yeah, you must be a drug dealer.
And back then in the news, that's all you had was a pager. We didn't have cell phones.
Yeah. Well, cell phones weren't really a thing.
No, we had cell phones, but it was the kind of just mounted in the car, hardcore.
Mm-hmm.
So you had to pull up and dial it. And you could be on the phone all day long, driving down the street. So it's weird because, yes, in Sleeves, I used to get pulled over a lot. One time, a guy from the sheriff's department pulled me over on Highway 68 near the gun range.
Uh-huh.
And he ran my name. He goes, "Stanley Roberts." He says, "Do you know a Ralph Roberts?" And I go, "Yeah, that's my uncle." He goes, "Oh, we went to the academy together." "No, tell your uncle when you see him that such and such pulled you over." I'm like, "Okay," but he didn't give us a ticket. He was just, but it was like he said he saw us speeding, but you know me, I don't speed. It was nighttime.
Yeah.
I don't even know what happened. He just pulled. Nothing happened. We did about our business and we're done. I gotta try that one day. Maybe Edmonds. Oh, they're having
a whole
little
conversation about
food.
donuts. Yeah. Which I want to get to when we're done with this. I just want to.
So basically, that was one of the questions. Someone asked, "Why do local media so afraid of certain conversations?" My answer was very simple: litigation. Another person asked, "What was my favorite video of people being mad?" And I said, "I've produced over 2,000 videos, but the Marcus Malone one was one of my favorites, only because it had so many different layers to it."
You know what one of my favorite ones was?
Which one was yours?
Yes.
Elmo? No.
No.
What was your favorite?
One of my favorites.
What was it?
Think about it for a second.
Oh, you mean Amy Wang? Boom.
It's because I helped you with that.
She helped me with Amy Wang at the very beginning. If you look at the Amy Wang footage,
that's how far we go back.
You see her with a camera where they're looking at her face going.
No, I'm holding the mic.
She's holding the mic going, "Oh, I don't know what just happened," but she said, "What is going on here?"
That was 2007. That's how far back we go.
Hey, just a quick problem tonight. Missed you guys last week. So I was sick. Well, I thought it was because of the game. You told me you were watching the Eagles play. So anyway, there we go. But
hope you feel better, Jeanette.
I'm glad you feel better. Someone asked, what's the best site for my latest addiction, Wordle? And I told them you can go to Octurtle or
Wordle, yeah.
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 My favorite restaurants, which one are they?
Your favorite restaurants in San Francisco?
In San Francisco.
Thang Long. That's why you asked me how to spell it. Man, you guys, he was asking me the most randomest questions while I was watching the 49ers game today. And I was like, why is he asking me all these questions? And then like 20 minutes later, he goes, "Oh yeah, by the way, I'm just doing an AMA for an hour." And I'm like, oh, okay, that's why. I'm like, why is he asking me all these random questions? We're not like having a conversation because I'm busy watching the game and my mom's over. And then he's just asking me all these random things. So he asked me like, "Oh, how do you spell so-and-so?" And so your favorite restaurants are Thang Long.
And there's only two.
House of Prime Rib.
There you go.
Yeah. Oh, I thought that the duck place was almost starting to become.
Oh no, I do like the duck place, but I'm not trying to get that secret away yet.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
I ain't trying to get that secret away yet.
Okay.
So I'm trying to find this thing that blah 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 blah. Let me see. I don't see it anymore. Gabriel said there was one that wrote blocked and blah blah blah, but I don't see it. So anyway, so I asked a bunch of questions on the AMA. I enjoyed answering them, but that one about that money, I finally put it to rest. But I'm sure that someone will come back and act like they never heard it before. But I answered the question. I want you've been telling me just to let it go, but it's so much misinformation about it, and as long as they keep spreading the wrong information, it's going to always be wrong.
Yeah.
So
people, and the thing is, people will. It's like all I ask is for people to just like use their best judgment.
Well,
And
Yeah.
sometimes when it comes to social media, there's so much misinformation that some of that misinformation can actually look like real info. And so that's where like you fall into this like rabbit hole of really just trying to like research. But I always say that like everything that's on social media, take with a grain of salt. Always like look at like 2 or 3 sources and you know.
Now, some people will just let stuff ride and go, you know what, I don't care what they think. You probably don't see it because that person blocked you, but I sent you in a direct message. Okay, well, I never got your direct message. Oh, there it is. Let me see who it was. Yeah. So then show me who it is, huh? Does it show you? Do you see who the person is? Because it just says unable to view the post because the counter owner limits who can view their post. So it doesn't show who it is or whatnot.
Maybe it's because they blocked you though.
Well, usually if they block you, it shows that it was blocked. So
hi Felix. How long did you live in Arizona? We lived there for 4 years. 2018 to last year.
Exactly 4 years to the date.
We moved there the beginning of September of 2018, and then we moved back here September of last year. So exactly.
It's been 4 years. Yes.
Yeah.
So and it was 4 years to the date because I moved there September 1st.
Yeah.
And we moved out September 1st.
Yeah. Well, I moved to Arizona September 11th.
Yeah.
I had to work an extra week before I could move.
He said he sent it to you, so maybe you can see who it is.
Oh, let me see.
And
is it on Twitter?
Yeah, it's on your DMs. Anyway, so that being said,
Oops, I automatically went to Instagram first.
I know because that's your go-to. That's your ride or die. Bag boys. Don't.
Oh yeah, understand now, unfollowing and blocking.
Let me see.
Here's the post.
Let me see who it is. Oh, clowns and jokers. Yep, never heard of them. Don't really care. I don't know why they blocked me. I wouldn't follow them in the first place. You know what's funny? I don't think people understand how the block thing works. I mean, you can block whoever you want. But if you just blocking me if you've never met before, it's kind of dumb. But hey, it is what it is.
Well, and I always say, like, that's why I always say social media, take with a grain of salt. It's just like, it's not the world, guys. Like, it's not a representation of the actual world.
Remember this. If we lost all electricity tomorrow, there will be no more social media.
Yeah. Those connections that you've made on social media or the stories you've read or all that misinformation, like, won't be there. But guess who'll be there?
We'll still be there.
It'll be your family will be with you, and it will be your, the home that you have, the what keeps you safe. It'll be the food that's in your pantry.
But remember though, a name like jokers and clowns, I mean, do I really want to respond to that anonymous? That's what I said. I'm not going to respond to anonymous.
It's probably just a troll.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay, I want to go back. Oh, did you have any more ideas?
I'm done.
Okay.
I'm done.
I want to go back to reading the chat about this dessert because I love dessert, number one.
No, you don't. You say too much sugar.
No, okay. I still enjoy dessert, but yeah, I don't have a bunch of sugar every single day.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't.
You got a lot of brown sugar?
Okay, you're a different kind of sugar.
All
right. So 42 Luke says, Mr. Bradley TV just went to a Tim Hortons for the first time after a bowling game. Ooh, bowling, I like. Had a decaf coffee and strawberry Boston cream donut. Was pretty good. Have no heartburn. Not life-changing, but I liked it. Anon says, strawberry Boston cream donut. Never seen that. I never heard of that.
I love Boston cream donuts. Those are really good. Here they call them eclairs. So if you get an idea.
Oh, I love eclairs.
So Boston cream donut is basically an eclair by a different name.
What's the other donut? Bear Claw.
Oh, that's too much sugar.
Oh, wait, those are not donuts. Are those donuts? No, Bear Claw is like a pastry, right?
Oh wait, so yeah.
Bear Claw. Back in the day, I used to have Bear Claws. Okay. Never been to Tim Hortons, so I don't know. I come from the land of Dunkin' Donuts. And then 42 Luke says, nice. I find that I get heartburn from them sometimes. Have you been to Krispy Kreme? All the donuts are glazed. I love Krispy Kreme,
but we don't eat them because
I haven't had them. We haven't had them since Arizona. Well, yeah. I haven't had them since
Lord
Arizona.
Frieza.
Yeah, so everybody's just kind of 42 Luke says, whoops, I went off on a tangent with dessert.
I know. Oh wait, so Gabriel wrote back and says, not a troll because that account interacted with you in a non-trolling manner in the past. Well, why would they just block me because they didn't meet the deadline? I mean.
I don't know. I mean, maybe they're PMSing?
No, I wouldn't know if it's a man or a woman.
I mean, men can PMS too.
I know, but I don't know. I mean, they missed the deadline, so their idea of being upset was to block me. Okay, fine, whatever.
Or they could have just messaged and said, "Hey, if you ever have another AMA, I got a question for you." You know?
Just got back from Joe's, got a chocolate sundae. It was good. Don't usually get dessert. Ooh, I love Joe's. Are you talking about Joe's?
Ooh, Joseph Westlake.
Yeah, the block button is my best friend. So yeah, so if someone that is crazy, it got me stuck on stupid for a second. It's like so they didn't make the deadline, and because I said it's always closed now, their retaliation is to block me.
Babe, why are you even letting me
Because
you?
it doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't. But no, you know what?
I'm moving on.
You know what? Some things just don't
make sense.
Because some people just don't make sense.
Yeah. So I grew up in Philadelphia where we had Dunkin' Donuts.
Mm.
Dunkin' Donuts was on every corner.
Mm-hmm.
So if you left your house in the morning, you got Dunkin' Donuts. It was a given. When I first moved out here
For breakfast?
Well, they had more than just donuts. Coffee.
No. But did you eat a donut for breakfast?
I don't know back then, probably.
Oh, okay.
You know, back then you have donuts and coffee at a meeting. They didn't have protein, and they just had donuts and coffee and maybe a piece of fruit.
I understand.
So,
I mean, I grew up eating cereal for breakfast, so right. I get it.
So I remember that we would go Dunkin' Donuts. I'm trying to think what other places. I know we had Wawa. Wawa also had, but their donuts weren't always super fresh. There were no Krispy Kremes.
Oh, Krispy Kreme came out early 2000s?
So, and then you had the mom and pop donut shops. One that had donuts and fried chicken. Everyone said that one.
You know what used to be my favorite donut? Old fashioned.
Well, my favorite is always, I have several favorites, but my favorite is chocolate covered, a plain donut with chocolate cover.
So it's not plain.
Well, a plain donut with chocolate cover.
But it's not plain.
Yeah. It's a plain donut.
It's a chocolate donut?
No, chocolate donut's made of chocolate. It just says a plain donut with chocolate cover frosting.
Oh, okay.
All right. So that makes sense.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Winchell's Donuts. That was LA though. But
Randy's Donuts in Inglewood. I haven't tried those.
I've driven by it 100 times, and it's also on GTA. Speaking about GTA.
Oh gosh.
So some of them I froze myself. Right doing an update.
And you need help.
And I don't know how to unfreeze it.
Yeah, we told everyone last week. We were like, yeah, he has a PlayStation 4 and he can't operate it anymore.
Yeah, I can't get into it. So PlayStation, I know you're not listening, but if someone knows someone from PlayStation, I need a workaround to get back into my. It can't even. It just comes up with.
Do you have a customer service line?
No, you know what the bad part about a lot of companies now? They have no social. You have to everything is AI.
Mm. Oh, it's virtual before you can actually talk to someone.
Or you ever call from a bank? Thank you for calling. Our number has changed, so please stand by for more information. Oh, by the way, can you ask us what your problem is? I said, operator. Well, before we give you an operator, can you tell us what your problem is? Operator. Well, we can't tell you your problem until you give us what the operator.
Yeah, and then you're like, customer service.
Yeah. Okay, we'll connect you to customer service. I'm like, that's what I want in the first place.
Yeah, but you're saying operator for so long.
I did not speak to Jace for help yet. That's a honey glazed donut with chocolate frosting. Okay. Honey glazed donut with chocolate frosting. I also love Boston cream pies. Boston eclairs. You call them eclairs here. But it's hard to find a good eclair here because they fake you out. They make it look like an eclair.
Did you see that, Nat?
Yeah, I got it.
Ow.
What'd you do?
You clapped into the mic, so it hurt.
No, I'm sorry.
Oh my God. Did you kill it?
Yes, it's dead.
Where's your hand?
Right here.
No, you.
Why'd you wipe your hand on my hand?
I don't know. Where is it?
I killed it.
And you wiped it on me?
No.
Oh, disgusting. Okay, sorry guys.
So anyway, so I love Boston eclairs, Boston cream pies.
Mm-hmm.
They look, and so in California, well, here they fake you out because it looks like a Boston cream pie because it's long like this and it has the chocolate on top.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, it's just dough.
What is it supposed to be?
Cream.
Oh, that sucks.
You're wearing a jacket over a shirt. I think you're good.
No, still gross. That means I have to I can't reuse this jacket another 2 times. Now I have to wash it. And it's black, so that means I can't see it.
Why's it gotta be black?
Because I can't. Because the gnat was black.
What's the brown gnat?
Ew.
From the Boogie Down Productions, of course. I mean, a poet.
From the booty hole.
I worked at Dunkin' Donuts in the Philippines when I was a teenager. Want to know a trivia? Yeah, let me hear the trivia. I don't know if it's going to scare me. Go for it. And while he's typing the trivia, let's continue to talk about donuts. So,
Man, I want a donut now.
you made a donut hole?
I've had a donut hole. Oh. Oh, you know what I got? Before I left my old news station in Arizona, on my last day, my EP was so sweet and brought me some donuts. But it was funny because I literally had maybe half of a donut and then I gave all the rest of them away. Oh no, and I brought you home a donut too. And I gave the rest of them away because I was like, I'm not gonna eat all these donuts. That's hella sugar.
Well,
But donuts.
Dunks call them munchkins. Yes, they did. They didn't want to call them donut holes, so they called them munchkins.
Why did you call it a donut hoe?
Big hole.
Hoe.
Hole.
You said hoe.
I know. But I want to see if you would respond. Donut holes. So that's what they called them at first. And I thought that was kind of dumb because the whole donut hole doesn't exist.
Well, but because the hole is actually in the donut.
Right.
If they want to call it the donut hole, don't they just say, wouldn't they call it like?
Oh, Dunkin' Donuts called them munchkins.
Because they were just small.
They're just little tiny little donuts.
Yeah.
And
but the actual hole, donut hole, is the hole itself.
So the actual hole is the hole itself?
It's the hole itself. So the actual thing that fills the hole, so it should be a donut filler. It should be donut fill, like a donut filler, not a donut hole.
Are you really thinking about this one?
Yeah, heck yeah.
They were called donut holes because they took the hole of the regular donut didn't have a hole in it. It was just straight, like remember when they had
and then you
jelly donuts?
You created a hole in the donut.
Right.
But the actual, what they call a donut hole is what they use to fill the donut. So the actual hole is in the donut.
So a donut hole?
Am I annoying you guys yet? It's a donut ball. Exactly. It's a donut ball.
And then crispy crunchy. Oh, crispy crunchy. Ooh.
The thing that fills the donut hole is the donut John.
The donut hole with a bar and a crash really closed in 1989.
It was?
Wow.
Know.
So I remember that I used to love donuts, and I didn't realize how much carbs and how much sugar came in the donut. They were just so good.
You're eating the whole of the donut. No, you're not, because the whole can't be eaten because the whole is a hole.
The whole likes to be eaten.
The whole is an empty space, guys.
But the whole likes to be eaten.
Are we still talking about donuts?
Yes. That's why they make munchkins.
Oh gosh. I know. I'm just doing this on purpose and getting on you guys' nerves.
Wawa's are in New Jersey. Are the donuts better than the 7-Eleven donuts? I think Wawa donuts and 7-Eleven donuts are probably about this. I think 7-Eleven donuts are usually a day old. I've never seen a fresh donut at 7-Eleven. He says I'm joking.
Oh, William's joking.
Hello, D-Man. What's happening? He said hello.
He said hello, kids. I like that.
Hello.
So Anon says, actually for Halloween, Dunk's Halloween donut is a frosted glazed donut with a munchkin in the middle, decorated to look like a spider. Ooh, I wouldn't want that. That sounds gross because I don't like spiders. Felix says, we throw away all the donuts after 24 hours shelf life. It gets picked up every morning and gets fed to the pigs. What?
Oh, that's why my pigs smell.
That's why my bacon smells like. That's why my bacon tastes like donuts.
Like crispy, crunchy donuts.
Crispy, crunchy?
Yeah, imagine if they made donuts.
Krispy Kreme?
Yeah. No, I'm saying crispy, crunchy because I'm just saying.
What? So the pigs ate the donuts? Ooh, that's bad. That's bad for the people that eat the pig.
Well, some places have day old donuts. Like bakeries have day old stuff and they serve for half the price. And then you realize that's the actual price than what they sell to you in the first half.
Really?
Just think about it.
Well, then when you go into the fresh donuts, how much do they cost?
Usually more than the first ones.
Oh.
Yeah. Or remember, whoever trying to eat a powdered donut, and then you got powder all over your clothes.
Yeah. Well, not as bad as you, but I usually get it on my black
Donuts
pants.
equal diabetes. Well, actually, not the sugar, but the carbs can contribute to it.
Well, carbs turn into sugar.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But if you think about it, trivia, how many
13.
donuts in a bigger? Yes, 13. But if you think about it, donuts equal diabetes. If you think about it, donuts can contribute to diabetes. But if you're having like one donut like every so often, it's not harmful, especially if you're eating it like after having like a full balanced meal, because then that means that your blood sugar is stable.
What if your meal is unbalanced?
And you have like a lot of carbs, then yeah, I will contribute more so to your blood sugar rising. Yes.
Okay, fair enough.
Yes.
All right.
But when people say everything in moderation, those are the same people that have a donut every day.
All right. I'm going to read something to you guys real quick. Hold on for a second. We're going to change subjects.
We're not talking about donuts anymore. By the way, can I have a donut now? Just kidding. What are you changing the subject to?
I'm going to read this to you guys. So this came from an anonymous source.
Oh wait, one more.
Go ahead.
Felix says, here's another one. On orientation, they don't tell us the recipe. No one knows, even the big bosses. It's top secret. Interesting. It's top secret. That means anything can be in it.
Anything can be in it. So anyway, let me read this to you real quick. This is breaking news out of San Francisco. It just came from an anonymous source. Well, it's anonymous. I know who the source is, but it's anonymous to you guys. So apparently, SFPD responded to St. Peter and Paul's Church, where someone attacked a priest and tried to bomb the church with homemade pipe bombs. And apparently there are bombs located inside the church, so that may be still ongoing right now. Cops arrived to the report of an assault, and the suspect throws a pipe bomb at the cops. But none of the cops were hurt, just for the record. He threw a pipe bomb at the cops, none were hurt. So apparently a pursuit happened, went all the way to Martinez, and the guy was still throwing pipe bombs at the police. There's one at 8th and Mission, probably has been removed or maybe still there, but it was one at 8th and Mission that did not detonate. It was
Martinez is also like about 40 miles
so they chased
from San
the suspect
Francisco.
to always 40 miles away to Martinez, and placed him in custody, and they found more bombs in the car. So this is an ongoing story. I don't have the full details right now, but I just got it from information. But also, one more thing. Earlier in the Bayview, 2 black male juveniles tried to rob an Asian male, but it didn't go well for the juveniles because apparently the Asian male we got back and stabbed them both, and one of them apparently died, and the other one not sure if he's going to make it. So this just coming in. So you heard from me right now. Do what you want to do with it. I'm just telling you what I heard. I haven't had a chance to research any further, but I believe that my source should be. Ooh,
oh God!
Got him.
Okay, so I guess the gnat's dead. That was our mistake.
That scared me.
Do you know that's what usually happens to me, and then you get mad because I get scared.
No, I wasn't, because I was deep in a thought right now.
That's usually what happens.
Read this, but to yourself. North Beach, I'm assuming. The workplace yesterday sounded ominous and really scary. There's a lot of EV groups, right? Oh, so let's go. Now let's talk about cruise. Remember cruise cars?
Oh, okay.
So apparently they've been banned from the DMV from California right now. They were based in California because.
Got him. Oh, got him. Is that what you said about the?
Yeah, got him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Ugh.
That thing is loud. I don't want to touch it. I'm afraid I'm gonna kill him.
See,
but I know, but don't. Back,
because
you're gonna go back to. That's what I was scared before. No, it's shocking because I was deep in the thought.
And usually.
And then I heard this. No, we were at that moment. We were
watching TV.
Watching TV.
That's deep into thought.
TV is a thoughtless process.
No, it's
you
not.
just stare at it.
No.
Unless there's a math equation.
You're absorbing the information.
There's no. Really,
like when I'm watching
on Friends, you're observing it. You've seen it like 100 times.
Oh, rest in peace, Matthew Perry.
Rest in peace.
No, that's sad.
So back to the cruise. So you guess they canceled cruises, and the reason why is because remember
when he says cruises, he's not talking about the cruise ships.
The cruise ships, not the cruise cars. Remember the incident that I put out there a few weeks ago with the help of 415 Frisco Live 415. Well, apparently, what was left out of the details was that the person that was hit by the cruise car, the car, instead of stopping, dragged her 20 feet underneath the car before it pulled over. So that's what triggered this whole thing. The car didn't know how to react when there was a body stuck underneath them. So they got taken out of the system right now.
No sound effects, please.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, like Waymo in Arizona, but the difference is the Waymos in Arizona they were not driverless.
I think the ones we saw when we were in Arizona were not.
They were never driverless.
We saw driverless ones, Waymos here.
Here, we saw more Waymos driverless ones here than we saw. We saw Waymo driverless cars in California than we saw in Arizona.
I knew you were going to use Waymo in the sentence like
Make Waymo a verb.
Waymo.
Waymo. Remember, I had a conference that I was a keynote speaker at in Monterey, And then one of the engineers asked me, he said, what do you think about the Waymo cars? And I said, because of the Waymo, we have way more cars on the road. And every engineer thought that was funny. They didn't think my next joke was funny, but they thought that was funny. Remember my next joke?
I do.
Yeah. Apparently, you can't use the word PhD with a bunch of people with PhDs. And
Yeah, because they find that as an insult.
It was funny to me. I guess pick your audience. Choose your audience. Wrong audience, wrong crowd. All right. You know, I made lamb today for dinner.
I know.
Lamb spaghetti.
Oh, it sounded like you were going to say it versus lamb tikka masala.
No. Oh, I love lamb tikka masala. I love lamb tikka masala. You know that already.
We got to stop talking about food.
I know, huh? Somebody said we should just low-key have a restaurant review site.
Well, it sounds like you've been there, done that, though.
Been there, done that. And turned into Yelp.
And I think I missed a few of the chat.
No, you didn't miss anything.
Oh, I didn't?
Jeanette said those cars should never be banned. Shouldn't be allowed to operate anywhere. Albuquerque didn't have them. Apparently the car stopped on top of the person. Yes. I thought only driverless cruise cars were banned. They must have an operator. No, the driverless ones were banned. So yes, that's what I'm saying. The driverless cruise cars were banned. You can no longer be driving by themselves. But see, the Waymo cars are now still driving driverless.
The Waymo cars are driving Waymo on the
Waymo
road?
driverless, yes.
Waymo on the road.
Word to the mother, and that's my mother, so word to me. Stanley programmed the self-driving cars. That's why it's swerving all over San Van Ness Avenue, face turquoise covering eyes.
Oh no, this is
what is that?
this is what it looks like.
Oh, okay.
Can
so
you see it?
I can't see it.
Yeah.
So it just shows me, okay.
And it's written out for you?
Yes.
Let me see.
It's written out.
Oh, that's funny.
So I didn't know what that was like. Why
Covering
they?
eyes. Oh yeah, that's because I'm looking at it on YouTube.
On Twitch.
Yeah. I'm looking at it on YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah. That's funny.
So
everybody sees what you see though when it says face turquoise covering eyes. Like written out.
yeah, they have these odd spinning barometer looking things. Yeah, those are sensors, I guess.
I thought they were sensors and cameras, right?
Some are cameras and sensors, yes. So it uses GPS, sensors, and cameras to keep running into people. So what if we put a Waymo car in the bumper? You know, you play bumper cars, and they should do a Waymo bumper thing.
And then use the cameras to see what it looks like.
Yeah.
You know, whenever I do bumper cars, for some reason, I'm always laughing during bumper cars.
You know why? Because you're getting bumped around. You know what I like to do with bumper cars? I like to hit you. I like to T-bone
from the side.
Yeah.
I know you always used to do that to me when we played bumper cars.
Yeah.
Why would you do that? I don't
T-bone you?
I don't like
because it makes you lose your. Once I T-bone you, you go like this,
and
then you lose your. What am I doing?
I literally can't drive because I'm laughing.
Yeah, that's hard because I hit you and then you're like, I'm laughing out. It's so funny. Ah. And then I come back around and hit you again.
And then I get whiplash.
Well, what is better, whiplash or whip ass? Thank you.
Neither.
Yeah. So that means okay. Actually, and it measures wind barometers.
What was that word, B?
I don't know. He wrote anometer measures wind.
Anometer. No, that's not what it is. Anemometer.
What?
I don't know. I'm just.
I've never seen that word before.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah. So anyway, where were we? Oh yes. What were we talking about? Oh yeah, you were driving bumper cars.
Yeah, I love bumper cars.
Can I tell you a little secret I used to do a long time ago?
With bumper cars?
No. I behaved badly.
Uh-oh. Well, you're not just telling me, just so you know you're telling them
too. It's a long
too.
time ago before I got into TV. So you know Great America, is that what it is?
In Santa Clara?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when I was a kid, or when I was younger, I used to go there.
Wait, you used to go to Great America as a kid?
Younger, when I was.
Oh, okay.
I lived in LA.
Okay.
And
what? But Great America is here.
No, the one in
Six Flags Magic
Mountain. Yeah.
But I don't think it was Six Flags at the time.
It was just called Magic Mountain.
Yeah, it wasn't Six Flags.
And so they had this thing. It looks like so you can win prizes, right? So one of the prizes was if they could guess your job, then you would win. And they never could guess because I worked in TV. They would say, "Oh, you're a garbage man" or something else. It was never. I was like,
you're a garbage man.
Why'd you?
There's nothing wrong with that job, by the way. I'm just laughing.
But imagine
because that is like.
So
I look at you and
I'm a news photographer. I go there and I'm like, oh, we can guess your.
It's just like the complete opposite.
We can guess your profession. I'm like, okay, go ahead. What am I doing? He goes, oh, you work in sanitation. What? No, I don't work. Oh, so I get it. So now the other thing was, and this is me behaving badly. I would come home with a whole bunch of stuffed animals, huge ones. I mean, gargantuan ones. Because they had a game there that you had to take a ring, hold it in both hands, and bring the ring down on the bottom without touching.
Oh, I remember that one.
So when the guy was distracted, I would take the ring and touch the bottom, and then go like this, like I'm trying to do it. And he kind of go, "Oh, you did it."
Dang, you hella behaved badly.
I got more stuffed animals with that.
What did you do with all the stuffed animals?
I gave them to people.
Your SOs at the time?
No. I used to go by myself.
No, I know, but you just brought them home to your SOs?
Brought them home and gave them away to people. Now, significant other?
Yeah.
Probably. I just gave them. I donated them. I didn't really have anything. I had one I kept, and then someone under the back of it peeled open, and it's like the we call it stitching.
Yeah.
And these little white balls kept falling on the floor, and I was like, "No, I gotta go away."
Did you ever play the one where you would go like this?
Oh, Jeanette went to bed. Good night, Jeanette.
Good night, Jeanette. Did you ever play the one where you would the little gobbers would come out and you'd have to hit them?
Whack-a-mole is called.
Yeah, whack-a-mole.
Yeah, I never liked that game. And just for the record, I don't like roller coasters.
Yeah, he doesn't.
So typically I would go there just because.
You're okay with Space Mountain though.
Oh, well, Space Mountain's different because you're blind.
Because you can't. You're not blind. It's just that it's dark, so you can't see, but you're not actually blind.
Okay, so if you can't see,
you can see darkness.
Okay.
And then some of the light.
Do you know that blind doesn't mean you can't see? Trivia question. Did you know that? You just can't see clearly.
Isn't that called what do you call it?
No, when people think of blind, you think of total blackness. You can't see nothing. It's not true. There's different stages of blindness.
I know, yeah.
And some of them are just, sometimes it's just like you can see stuff around you, but
sometimes
you can't
it's blurry.
Blurry. You can't make sense of it. So there's, in the sense of blindness, people think that it means that everything's black. And that's not necessarily true. I'm not saying it isn't true completely, but it's not necessarily true. Anyway. Yes, slipping and the dog.
I had another question for you, but now I can't remember.
Good. Moving on.
Fine.
It was about donuts?
No.
It was about gnats?
I think it was about roller coasters. Have you ever been on a roller coaster that goes upside down?
No, I don't do it.
Ooh. Have you been to Great America, right?
I like the Ninja.
Have you been have you been to Great America before?
Yes.
Have you gone on Top Gun?
No.
Because Top Gun's cool because you lie down and you go upside down.
I literally said I don't do roller coasters. But I did Ninja, but it doesn't have any drops.
What's Ninja?
Ninja is also at Magic Mountain. Oh. And it's just really, it's a stand-up roller coaster. They go really fast, but no drops.
Didn't we go on Revolution together? That big ship at Great America that goes upside down?
I know. I didn't go on it.
It goes like this?
The Buccaneer.
No, it's called Revolution at Great America.
Well, I didn't like it because we sat on the very end.
Did you go on it though? Because it goes upside down. It's a really big ship.
I know what it is. I remember when I was growing up, some lady, and when I lived in New Jersey, we went to a place called Six Flags, whatever it was, New Jersey, and they called it the Upchuckaneer.
Because you would throw up.
Because people would throw up. Yeah, welcome to the Upchuck, and that name stuck in my head forever. The Upchuckaneer.
You always say it.
Yeah.
Oh, everyone's talking about
we lost them again, huh?
nanometers. I know I'm not pronouncing that correctly.
Yeah. So anyway, where were we? Slipping in the darkness. Anon for what? I'm a weather hobbyist. Anon, that's interesting. Plus, I work outside in a tent. Well, if you're in a tent, then technically you're not outside.
Oh God.
You're in a tent. In a tent. Unless the tent doesn't have any covers, then you're outside with a cover. So, just want to clarify that. I think that's important.
Important. So next week we will be here.
We will be? What's next week?
Next week we will be here. It's the first Sunday of the month, and it's also daylight savings.
How much did you save?
Daylight saving time, not savings. Sorry, daylight saving time. We fall back. Oh, but we won't be here on the 12th.
We will not be here on the 12th.
We will not be here on the 12th.
Mark your calendars. We will not be here on the 12th.
We will not be here on the 12th. Mark your calendars.
We're going to be at an event out of town.
We're going to be in an event out of town.
Right.
But we will be here next week.
Yeah, we'll be here next week.
On the first week of November.
Do you remember The 21st night of November.
It's September though, babes.
Yeah. True. We have to open the side panels. Too windy. Weakens the strength of the tents. Okay, so I was right. In a tent, it's sealed, so you're not outside.
Okay.
All right. There we
The
go.
more you know, Anon says. I love that phrase, by the way. The more you know.
I like people go, yeah, we're outside the tent. No, you're not. You're inside the tent. That's outside. Big difference. Okay. So this year you missed, we'll miss February 12th, March 12th, and November 12th.
Oh, do we miss a bunch of 12s?
Wow. I guess the 12 is our lucky number.
Yeah, I guess so.
Well, we can't control what we can't control.
That's one of your famous phrases.
But we made a commitment, and we will be out of pocket. You don't have any pockets.
I do.
That's no pants pocket.
I do.
Where?
Right here.
Okay.
Yes, we will be out of pocket.
For November 12th. And maybe December 31st. And December
24th?
Yeah, maybe.
Wait, I don't think what day is Christmas?
Usually it's every year the same day.
I think no, it's not. I think it falls in the middle of the week this year. Oh, you're right. Christmas Eve is on Sunday.
Told you.
So is New Year's Eve.
Don't listen to me, huh? Because you know I don't know nothing.
Well, I mean, sometimes you don't.
I'm just an ABM.
Average
Black man.
Oh.
Oh.
But you're AHBM.
Okay. Anyway, moving on.
Do you know what that means?
Diane or Stanley, did you ever get to go to Marine World when it was in Redwood Shores? No.
I can't remember. I remember I went to Marine World before it was Marine World Six Flags, but I think the Marine World I went to was already in Vallejo.
I have a question for you.
I think. I was very young. Let me see. This was in the 80s though.
What is that Marine World right now, the old Marine World?
The Redwood Shores one?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that like apartments and stuff?
Oracle.
Oh, is it Oracle Arena?
Remember that lake right there in front of it?
Yeah.
Not Oracle Arena.
No. Oracle, the building.
Yeah. That big lake in front of it?
Yeah.
That was where the dolphins or the killer whales used to jump out of. Remember the road used to be called Marine World Parkway?
Yes. I think that I went
before
to
they
Marine
changed
World,
the Redwood Shores.
I think I went to Marine World when I was in Vallejo. I think it was in Vallejo when I went. So I don't think I've ever been to the one that was here.
I never been.
From what I can remember. But but what year did it change to in Vallejo? I guess is my question.
It was there when I already got here, so it had to be before 98.
Well, I went in the 80s.
Oh, okay.
Let me see.
Well, were you like 6?
No, I went like 1988.
So you're 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was about 4. I think I was like, about 4.
Okay.
So
I went to SeaWorld, and you know what? I went to Lamo Land.
Wait, there's a Marine World in Africa? Oh no, Marine World Africa USA. Sorry. I'm sorry.
Wait, there's a Marine World in Africa?
No, because I was reading it.
We are the world.
We are the children.
We really blew it.
Back in Vallejo, the formerly non-profit Marine World was taken over by. Okay, no. I don't know if anybody can tell me what year Marine World.
Ask Gabriel. He'll know.
Gabriel wasn't born yet.
He'll still know.
And he wasn't from here.
He'll still know.
I mean, it isn't from here. Raging Waters is closing too. That's right. Raging Waters is.
You know what the bad part about all the parks closing is that it gives no place for the kids to go and have fun.
Yeah, what are they going to make there?
Probably condos.
And Great America too, because Great America is closing in 2033.
I wrote an article when I had V8 there. I wrote an article a long time ago, and it doesn't pertain to the land that's being sold now, but what it did pertain to was the amount of land being decimated to build apartments, condos, and office spaces. Mm-hmm. And I was referring to the fact that all the land that's being used to grow our vegetables, our fruits, are being taken over and building condos. And there's no song, tear down and put up a parking lot. And it's like, what happens when we run out of places because we built stuff on everything?
Yeah. There's nothing for people to, there's still things for people to do, but I remember going to Great America when I was in middle school and high school for field trips.
Well, my biggest issue with closing all these things is, and I get it, they're being charged something you can't afford. But my argument is always that you got to give these kids an outlet. And Oakland is a good example of how they're arresting so many juveniles for committing crimes. But what is there to do in Oakland right now for a juvenile to do that's friendly, that's kid friendly? Not a lot of things. And part of the problem is like they have skating rinks, they were closed down because of violence. Usually someone ruins it for everyone else because of they don't give a crap. So they come in, they trash. I used to go skating in New Jersey, and then at a place way out, we used to go skating all the time, and they got closed because of violence.
Mm-hmm.
After the police show up enough time, they shut it down because the place becomes diminished.
And it ruins it for like everyone.
Remember public swimming pools used to be a thing?
Mm-hmm. I think there's still a thing here.
Where?
Public swimming pools in San Francisco.
Okay, what about Oakland?
Oh, no, I didn't realize we're still talking about Oakland.
Thank you for the super chat,
Thanks,
Big Bucks Bradley. And they got rid of summer jobs for youth. There's not a lot of things for the kids to do anymore because we become so self-absorbed with ourselves that we don't care. And so they go, why don't the kids have anything to do? Well, because we shut it all down. We raised all our taxes, but we didn't give anything, we didn't give the kids an outlet.
Yeah.
And if you don't give, that old song, and I don't mind.
Give them phones.
An idle mind is a playground for the devil. You remember that song?
No.
Marine World would walk the Marine World walk the line around on a leash. They also had some great night concerts there. Do you remember? You probably don't remember this. This is probably before you were born, but there used to be a place called in Redwood City, Circle Star Theater.
That name sounds familiar, but I don't think I've ever been.
So if you want to know where it used to be, remember if you drive down, you see the building that says Stanford now on 101. That used to be before it became Apex, Ampex. Before that, there used to be theater.
It's like concerts, right?
Concerts, but it was Circle Star.
And it moved.
It moved. They rotated.
You told me about it.
I went to see Luther Vandross, and I went to see some rappers there. Long time ago.
I think you told me about it. What triggered that was when we saw Foo Fighters on the stage churning.
Right. And I was like, oh man, it reminds me of when but it was different because with, and this is, remember now, this was before I had just moved from Philadelphia to Salinas in probably 87, 86, 87. So in that short period of time, I managed to make those concerts. And they were fun. It was too bad to see it torn down, though.
When did they tear it down?
Oh, they tore it down probably before when I was in LA. But I do remember them tore it down. It was Circle Star Theater. It was great. No longer have that ability anymore. Now if you want to see a concert, you have to go to like Chase Theater. They have to build something around it. But this one was just for concerts.
Oh yeah, they end up changing around the venue. Well, what is Shoreline Amphitheater?
When's the last time you heard a concert there?
I think they just had one several months ago.
Look it up. See what they got coming up. Yeah, but I'm saying that we're losing a lot of those venues. So that's the Shoreline Amphitheater. Then you have the one in Concord Pavilion.
Yeah. Shoreline, August 14th. Oh, this is for 2024. Oh, they already have stuff up for 2024.
Nice. Well, it's only a few months away.
Well, August.
Okay.
Let's see.
We are still talking about food because I just made some eggs. No, we're done with the food thing. Now we're talking about random stuff, but we're going to wrap it up pretty soon because I made dinner and I realized that
RuPaul's Drag Race.
Oh, so I knew that if I ate dinner now, that I would be lethargic and wouldn't be able to finish this.
Yeah, I had a little bit of something before our
Hello, Stanley and Diane. Marine World Africa opened in 1968 and closed in 1968 and closed in 1986. So they closed before I got there.
Okay.
So
the one in Redwood City.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I went to the Marine World in Vallejo in 1988. Yeah.
Hey,
I was pretty young.
Lord Frieza, you brought some eggs. Did you get pasture raised, farm raised, cage raised, free range? Did you get just random? What kind of eggs did you get? I'm curious to know if you even know the difference.
Oh goodness, here we go.
What? You told me that.
I know, I tell you.
Yeah. Different eggs. And you know it's funny how people say, I'll never get a Costco membership. Then you miss out on those 2 dozen eggs for $8. $9.
Yeah.
Even when I got Walmart eggs, okay, then you just got regular eggs So look up,
No judging here.
no judging, but look up pasture-raised organic eggs. The amount of vitamins that you get from those are different than you get from
They're so
nutrient dense.
Yeah.
So what's history of Candlestick Park, real quick? I don't know. Remember, I'm not from the.
I don't know the history, but I grew up near Candlestick Park, and there is no more Candlestick Park. Very sad. But the Giants and the 49ers both played there together.
Wow, when the shoreline first opened, flames would randomly start on the lawn sitting section, due to being built on a dumped methane.
Wow, that's crazy.
I'm not surprised, because
there was people there.
A lot of the Bay Area is built on landfill, which begs the question:
earthquake.
Was Foster City built on landfill?
Yes.
No.
Oh, you said it was.
I did not say that.
I know the Marina District in San Francisco was built on landfill.
And what showed his ugly face on the earthquake of the 89 quake?
Oh gosh, now we'll talk about quakes again.
The soot.
Oh yeah.
From the 1906 quake.
Yeah.
So, what I was saying was before is that what is it, methane? Oh, so wait, what was that?
The methane gas?
So Foster City was actually built. It was mud flats for a while, so it was below sea level. It was always muddy, and they had cows that lived there, and it was always like super muddy and blah blah blah. And then the guy who founded Foster City, Jack, whatever his name is, Jack Foster, I think it is, decided to fill up 6 feet of crushed shells, like clam shells and oyster shells, which when they get crushed together, they almost make like a cement-like foundation. So the entire Foster City was actually built on 6 feet, I believe 6 feet of clam shells.
Wow.
That's a lot of clam shells.
That's a lot of clam shells.
Yeah. And I
did not know that.
It was never, and somebody can prove otherwise, because I remember I ran for city council.
And I lived in Foster City for a while.
And I learned a lot about Foster City, and the biggest misconception is that it was a landfill.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, it wasn't. I do not want a 10% discount.
What do you mean?
I don't know. I just got a weird one. I do not want a 10% discount of baby blanket. No idea. I think that's a spammer, but we'll see what happens with it. Anyway, guys, we're going to wrap this up earlier than we normally go an hour and a half, but I need to eat some food. But we do appreciate you guys being here as usual. What I normally say?
I'm a boomer. I'm just kidding. We appreciate you being here, and you could be anywhere else, but we appreciate you being with us during this hour and almost half.
Yes. No, it's only an hour. It's only a minute and hour.
Oh, an hour and 5 minutes.
No.
Okay.
Remember, we started 2 minutes in.
Okay, an hour and 3 minutes.
All right. I thought Foster City was a dump too. Yeah, a lot of people thought it was a dump, but it turned out to be. That's why when the quake hit, it didn't suffer a lot of damage, because and if you go there and you go to like some of the shoreline areas, you can actually see the clam shells, show their face on the edges.
Interesting.
Yeah. It's called a master design city. So even the lakes, the river, the lagoon is controlled. They can raise it or lower it depending on how the weather is. Pretty cool. But they don't allow any gas-powered boats on the water because it pollutes the water. So they only use electric boats.
That should be like, well, I was gonna say that should be a lot of places, but
yeah.
Yeah.
Is it a big moon? We don't have a full moon today. We had the other day though.
Yeah. Well, we have to look out the.
Yeah. The other day was really nice.
Yeah. Well, you took it with your phone and got a great picture.
Mm-hmm.
Bill Van Ram says, I have hundreds of random photos I took of all parts of Candlestick. I access to most of the park. Nice.
You know the crazy thing about Candlestick as a cameraman for crime was the park was so old, and whenever we pulled up and we wanted to do a live shot, they wanted to do a live shot from down in the dugout. To do that was an act of a feat that was almost, I don't even know how we pulled it off, because we had to drag cable all the way down, up through a thing, and then have another cable that we connect to that cable. And we ran it up on the ceiling, which was really, really nasty.
Dusty?
No, just gooky. Just after years of gook just built up.
Did they not maintain it properly?
Well, I mean, it's cables. Nobody's thinking about cables as much. And so that's why I started using gloves to do the cable pull, because you would really rip your hands up trying to run a cable all the way down to the dugout from outside. There was at one point, until they fixed it, I think they made the adjustment at, what's the other park?
AT&T?
No,
Oh, Oracle?
Levi.
Oh, Levi Stadium.
So they had a way there where you can connect it from the outside, and they already had a cable pre-run to the other, to wherever you wanted to go to.
Mm.
But there we had to literally run the cable, go down, and remember Dean Kendricks was one of the guys. We would go down there and we'd have to get there like hours before a live shot and run, 1,000 feet of cable. There we had to connect and then reconnect and then run down to the thing and then make sure everything. And then you had to have 2 men to do that. If it didn't work, if you were by yourself and you didn't get the signal you're looking for, you had to run all the way back up to the van.
Oh gosh.
Or if your radio didn't work, you had to run all the way back up and tell them, hey, the radio's not working.
That's a lot of work.
Did you run them in the small TV compound? We ran. Good night.
Good night, Keith.
Good night, Keith. We ran the cables. So there were junction boxes you can run to, but typically we'd run them to the dugout so the reporter can be live in the dugout when the game was over.
Mm-hmm.
And then the reporter would, we do all this running cables and get everything set up to go. And then when it was over with, we would have to break it all down.
And the reporter
just goes home.
Yeah.
So we would be there. So if the game ended at 10 o'clock and we were live at 11, we didn't leave there till probably midnight because we had to break all the cables down. And then not only did we have to break the cables down, we had to wrap a towel around them and pull it through because all the gook that would be on them.
Ew, gross.
Yeah. So people didn't know that there was so much nasty stuff down inside that I was like, when they tore it down, I was like so happy to see it tore down. And as a matter of fact, I spoke to people when they were building the Levi. I said, hey, make sure that you run a way that we can plug it from the outside and then just run the reed down there and plug, take a roll of cable down there and plug it down there. And it made sense. And then so it started to be where you had each station had their own logo, so you knew where you had to put everything at. And I'm sure someone who will probably correct me and say, we had that too, but I think it was a little bit different because you still had to drag the cable like 1,000 feet. Mm. But just so you guys can watch TV and complain about what you saw on TV.
Well, I didn't know any of that. All I know is that I would be bothered by the fact that these people after a game, mind you, I'm a 49ers and a Giants fan, but they would yell and cheer on and disturb the entire neighborhood after the game and honk and everything at night. And we were trying to sleep, so
Anyway, so we're gonna wrap it up by saying thank you guys again for joining us. And she already said what I was going to only say, so I'm not going to say anymore. But thank you for joining us, and we'll be back here next Sunday.
Next Sunday.
We'll be back here next Sunday.
On the first Sunday of November, daylight saving time.
Daylight saving, so it'll be dark at 5.
Well, yeah. Well, when we started, it was already dark, wasn't it?
Mm.
Oh, it was the sun had set.
Yeah.
Yeah, it will be dark when we start next week.
It'll be dark, but we love it, the darkness. Actually, I like the darkness. You know why? Because we start getting all the holiday lights.
I like it when it gets dark later.
The street light just came on.
I was gonna wrap it, but that's okay.
All right, guys. I'm Millennial.
I'm a Boomer.
We thank you. 11/11/11. Have a great week. Good night. Remember, the dugout bathrooms could be nasty. Yes, they were.
What's 11/11/11?
That's what time I said we're going to say good night.
Oh,
it was 1/11/11.
Oh, okay.
But now it's 1/11/26. All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Good night. Have a great week.
Thank you for listening to Millennial Boom with Diane Faith and Stanley Roberts. Millennial Boom and Reasons Why Aliens Will Never Invade Earth and Caught Misbehaving videos are made possible through viewer donations. Check out www.linktree.com/MrBadleyTV to see how you can help. See you next week.